Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Wow, this is incredible. To be honest with you guys, I could talk about Descendants and Zombies for the rest of my life, and I love being here on YouTube every single night of my life talking about Descendants and Zombies because Descendants and Zombies has forever and always held a very special place in my heart. And I know how you guys feel about the videos that are being uploaded on Descendants and Zombies on YouTube. They aren't really living up to your expectations, and because you guys feel really let down over Descendants and Zombies videos that you are searching on YouTube every night, I wanted to show up and I wanted to give you the content that you deserved for a very long time and talk about Clarke and talk about Ruby Rose Turner with such prestige that they have deserved to be talked about like for forever. Because when you see all these videos being uploaded to YouTube with all this criticism directed towards your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, I don't like that, because I want to create videos with a very kind vibe, and I want to create videos that people like Clarke and Ruby Rose Turner themselves can feel inspired from. This really has been the greatest honor of my life to be in your guys' presence talking about Descendants of Zombies, my favorite moments from the franchise, from the very first moment that Red and Chloe became friends, to the very first moment that Zed and Addison met each other and realized they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together because they loved each other so much. Depending on what sacrifices they had to make, they never cared. I love this franchise so much because of the powerful script and the message of how love can really exist even when we least expect it. And love can happen for anybody. It's just as fast as you can snap your fingers, regardless of who we're talking about. Because I really do believe that some of the most beautiful friendships of all time have happened because of Descendants and Zombies. Despite all the criticism that Clarke and Dove Cameron may have received, they are some of the most revered characters in Disney Channel history. And it shows because millions of people have supported them. On YouTube, we have 600,000 fans, nearly 1 million fans watching Descendants and Zombies videos every single night of your life. And because you're watching videos of Descendants and Zombies, you guys deserve to see nothing but the best. And I just wanted to be that guy to show up on YouTube over a year ago. I promised you a Descendants and Zombies video at least once every day. And I like to believe that I've fallen through with that promise because there is a pride and a passion that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies that you guys have deserved to hear and to have put on display for a very long time. Because the thing is, I don't know if it has anything to do with jealousy or not. I really don't know, but I think that assumption can pretty much be made, and I can say that with 100% confidence that every critic on YouTube is jealous of the success of Descendants of Zombies because of how profound it's been and how much of an impact it's had on all of our lives, because I really believe that it's changed our lives because some of the most beautiful friendships of all time have happened because of Descendants of Zombies. People feel more inspired, perhaps, than they ever have. Regardless of what you remember Descendants of Zombies for, the powerful moments, the music, whatever you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies because of, I'm here to honor. And I'm here to show your favorite stars the respect they deserve, because when they are falling asleep on tour buses every night, wondering if they're living up to our criteria or our performance level, I think they never should have to wonder that, because they are just absolutely beautiful people. They are such an honor to be around, and they're really an honor for me to talk about and showcase for what they truly are. When you have people like Ruby Rose Turner who know nothing only how to be kind to each other, that is something that I admire so much, and I will forever and always give Ruby Rose Turner a profound amount of credit for being as kind as what she is, because I've never seen somebody so sweet and so kind as what Ruby is. So when I see people criticizing people like Ruby Rose Turner, I think about all you guys and how you deserve to hear nothing but the best about people like Ruby, because Ruby honestly became everybody's favorite character from Descendants of the Rise of Brand. I don't think I ever saw one video where people didn't put Ruby over for being the best and being their favorite because of how kind she was, how sweet she was, and every opportunity Ruby had and was given, she showed that kindness to whoever she worked with. And I'm not just talking about Descendants, I'm talking about Coop and Cammy Ask the World, I'm talking about shows like Orange is the New Black. It was amazing seeing Ruby just spread this message of kindness that I just fell in love with. And ultimately, I'm going to miss Ruby Rose Turner for the rest of my life, being a part of Descendants of Zombies, because I really do believe that her time with the franchise was very short-lived. While Clarke and Malia Baker are carrying on the torch of the Descendants franchise and its legacy, I think that Ruby Rose Turner's story is far from over. And that's why I'm so supportive of Ruby, because I just love Ruby Rose Turner for what she's represented. This emphatic message of kindness, which I can never seem to get enough. And perhaps it's how I feel about my lifetime, is that I've never encountered enough kind people. I may have never heard enough kind words being said to each other, because I'm just a guy who believes that with me, what you see is what you get. And if you're passing by somebody every morning and you're saying hi to them and you're not getting a response back, the least you can do is respond with your own message of kindness. Because I know there are people who say hi to everybody every morning, perhaps on your way to school on the school bus, on your walk to school every morning, and you never get a response. And that really bothers me, because I think there are people in this lifetime that do spread a message of kindness and do a very good job of spreading a message of kindness, and a very powerful one at that. Because I think that's really what Descendants of Zombies has tried to instill in all of our minds, is just how powerful of an impact kindness can really have on a person's life, and just how much further kindness can go. And the thing about the stars of Descendants of Zombies is, even off of camera, they're just so genuinely kind. I have never seen an unkind moment in Kylie Control's life, where she's allowed the pressure to get to her that much that she just doesn't want to have anything to do with Descendants or the fans. She's always there to answer fans' questions. She's always there for the meet and greets. She is always there to support Descendants of Zombies, because the franchise ultimately meant so much to Kylie Control that she never ever wanted to quit on it. While Dove Cameron always closes the door on her ever reprising a role as Mal in the Descendants franchise, even with how revered she is. And I've even heard Dove Cameron say on podcast interviews that she's trying to leave her Disney past behind her, and she kind of shies away from answering questions about her past with the Disney company. Kylie Control always does everything with an open heart and an open mind. So when I see Kylie Control crying on YouTube videos, it really breaks my heart, because Kylie Control, I know, while I can't speak for everybody, whether or not they notice it or not, I know that Kylie Control really represents the Red character as if it's a part of her life. Because it really did become a part of her life. Because you see this passion with Kylie Control unlike any other star who's ever been a part of the Descendants franchise. And that's what I admire about Kylie Control so much. How she has this never say die, never quit on you attitude, and it's always see you tomorrow with a smile on her face. So I don't believe that Kylie Control deserves to go home to her hotel room every night, or make her daily commute on the subway watching these videos on YouTube where she's reduced to tears because she can't make sense of why people feel the way they do about her. The reason why people feel the way they do about her, it has a lot to do with jealousy. It has a lot to do with her profound success, because her resume speaks for itself. When I first got a look at Kylie Control's resume, man, my heart hit the floor, because it was mind-blowing to me every opportunity Kylie Control had been given, and how she really made the most out of every opportunity she was given by the Disney company. High School Musical, the series, Raven's Home, Berserk. Even though they were recurring roles, and Berserk was a series that ended long before its time, so too was Scoop and Cammy Ask the World. They were shows, and they were really platforms that introduced us to Kylie Control and Ruby Rose Turner and the direction Disney was headed in. And I really appreciated this kind vibe that Disney, came out with years after stars like Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez moved on. It was amazing, because I know that after Miley Cyrus and Selena Gomez and the Jonas Brothers and Ross Lynch happened for Disney, people were in doubt of Disney's future. They thought that we'd never see stars like this ever again. But I think this generation is a surefire indication that we will never see stars like this again. What I mean by that is, after the Jonas Brothers, Miley Cyrus, and Demi Lovato said goodbye and wanted nothing more to do with the Disney company, these stars came in. They were so full of life. They represented exuberance unlike I'd ever seen before. And it made it so fun for me to be a fan of Disney. And I never felt so honored to be in the presence of such kind people. I saw all the interviews they did for Descendants. The PR was absolutely fabulous. Kylie Control did everything with a smile on her face. And I know that a lot of people have mixed reactions about Kylie's opinions about Descendants, about her favorite moments of the franchise of the past, how she was a big fan of Dove Cameron, how she always felt inspired to be a part of the Descendants franchise. I mean, she remembered watching Descendants when she was 9 years old. I started watching Descendants when I was 25, and I was blown away by the first movie, with how much of a powerful message of how far kindness can really go in this lifetime. And then years later, here comes Zombies, about 3 years after Descendants had gone to #1 on Disney Plus, with this message of acceptance, this reoccurring theme of how, regardless of how you feel about life, you can achieve a dream. It can, and it will happen for you no matter how long it takes you to achieve it, and you will find acceptance, because you will meet one person that you will sacrifice everything to be with for the rest of your life. And that's the point that Zed and Addison got to, along with becoming Disney Channel's most revered couple. They got to a point where they realized that they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together for forever, regardless of what sacrifices they had to make, regardless of what they would encounter in the future, with their story being told and completed. Even with how much their story may have been told and completed, I'm one who refuses to believe that we've seen the last of Zed and Anderson, and I'm holding on to the belief that Zombies 5 could see them re-emerge, even if it is in the form of a cameo, because I've always believed that you just can't do something for X number of years and just walk away from it. You always find yourself returning to the franchise or the success that made you the success story that you are. And I really believe that people like Kylie Control 20 years from now will still be talking about and remembering Descendants, even if they aren't a part of the franchise. But I just want to go out on record and say that I really do believe that 20 years from now, Disney will still be making the most of opportunities that present themselves with Descendants and Zombies, even if we do have an entirely different cast, perhaps with stars we've never even been introduced to before. And that's what makes this so exciting, because it's all about how much a series or a franchise is revered. You take Wizards of Waverly Place, for example. That was one of the most revered Disney Channel series of all time. Selena Gomez did a fabulous job representing the Russos, and Alex Russo herself, and she's the producer now of Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. It's been years since Disney's done anything with Wizards. I know that Kylie Control was forever and always inspired by the Wizards of Waverly Place TV series. She talked about it a lot on Hello Kylie ever since the age of 9. I know because I watched the videos. I loved Kylie Control's show Hello Kylie, by the way. It was incredible. I remember watching every single episode. I remember the very first episode, the pilot episode. Nobody ever thought Hello Kylie was going to amount to anything, but the thing was, Hello Kylie, of course, was drawing inspiration from Hello Kitty, and she turned Hello Kitty around into her own version of Hello Kitty, if you would, reviewing all these TV series that I found really adorable. And now years later, Wizards of Waverly Place is rebooting its series. Justin Russo's family is being focused on. Selena Gomez comes in and out as cameos, and she's the producer. So I think the same kind of thing can happen for people like Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim. Just because they're writers and producers now of Descendants of Zombies does not mean that they can't make cameos in a movie. Now, I know that making cameos in a movie is somewhat challenging because a movie is only produced probably, once every 2 or 3 years for a franchise. So it's very difficult to take away, exposure for the new stars, which you would expect the focus to be on because they're building a new franchise. They're trying to create new storylines, but there's always an opportunity presented with sci-fi and horror type musicals where cameos can be made, like Victoria Justice in the Rocky Horror Picture Show reboot years ago, or R.L. Stine making all the appearances for the Goosebumps movies from 2015 to 2018. You just can't walk away from something and never see yourself having anything to do with it ever again, no matter what your career choice is. Professional athletes, actors, actresses. It's amazing how much a franchise can represent a person's life and a person's hope. Because I really do believe that Descendants and Zombies gave us hope when we felt as if all hope was lost, when we felt like we were backed into proverbial corners. It taught us valuable life lessons, which is something that High School Musical and Hannah Montana may have taught us, probably 1 or 2 valuable life lessons that we kind of forgot about. Because I think that franchises like Hannah Montana and Wizards were franchises that we basically moved on from. But I think that Descendants of Zombies is something that a lot of people are holding on to, the belief that it's going to last forever, forever and always. And I have this to say to every critic who is discouraging our hopes and our dreams of this ever happening for Descendants of Zombies. We have such hope for Descendants of Zombies because we remember being young watching it. We grew up with it. It created so many childhood memories. So why are people on YouTube always trying to take that away from the people who have had Descendants of Zombies mean so much to them for really their entire existence? I mean, people remember watching Descendants of Zombies when they were 7 years old, and now 10 years later they're 17, still enthralled by the story, still as excited than ever before to find out where the story goes. If in fact people like Mal and Evie will return to reprise their roles, even though I'm in doubt of it, I still give it hope. Because I think that Descendants of Zombies has represented some kind of magic that is very special in a person's heart, that have encouraged us that dreams can happen for anybody, no matter how far away they may seem from a person who's always dreamed of being a member of the cheerleading squad, perhaps being the captain, or being the captain of the swim team, or joining a gym and lifting weights. Whatever dream you're talking about, I think Descendants of Zombies has really given us hope. Regardless if it was through the powerful music, the powerful script, how every star represented themselves with unique character traits that separated each other from each other. I think the most valuable lesson that was ever learned from Descendants and Zombies really were two. How time was the most precious commodity that we were ever allocated and given, because time always runs out, and it's all about what we do with the time that we're allocated, how we can go back in time and spend more time with the ones that we love, tell more people that we love them in our lives because we want them to know how much we appreciate them. And also the other valuable lesson about Descendants and Zombies is that friendships can happen even when we least expect it. Because I've seen it with my own two eyes, how powerful of an impact Descendants and Zombies can have on all of our lives. There were 4 people focused on in the Zombies franchise who wanted nothing more than to spend the rest of their lives together. And they had the opportunity to do that, depending on whatever sacrifices they had to make after everything they encountered in the Zombies franchise. But this reoccurring theme of acceptance really allowed people to really come into their own, realizing that every morning when they looked at themselves in the mirror, they were just as beautiful as the next person in line. That was what was so amazing with the Zombies franchise, is how it instilled encouragement in our minds to believe in ourselves more and to fulfill our dreams and really figure out what our place in the world was by achieving our destinies, whatever that destiny may have been. Because I've always believed that everybody has a light, and eventually everybody finds that light. No matter how difficult it is to find it, we all get to a point in our life where we do find our light. And I think that it's really incredible how Zombies has always and forever instilled in their minds that dreams can happen for anybody that has ever had a dream, like myself included. All I ever wanted to do was have my voice be heard about Descendants and Zombies. I never thought 15 years ago I'd be sitting here talking about a franchise revolving around Descendants and Zombies of Disney villains that have become so revered. But I think it's really cool how Descendants and Zombies has really opened up a door of opportunity for me to meet each and every one of you and to be in your presence every single day talking about a franchise that has meant so much to all of our lives. No matter if we remember it for the music, no matter if we remember it for how Mal went out and tried to achieve her place in the world, how Kylie Control eventually showed up and carried the torch in such a phenomenal way, because I never even thought that Descendants would amount to what it was. I thought it was a really cool production. But I knew it was something special. No matter how long it would take Descendants to amount to something special, it eventually did. And I'm really proud of everybody who was a part of the Descendants franchise, from Malachi Burton to Freya Sky, even though they're relatively new with the Descendants franchise. I think that they really have brought something special to these franchises. They represent a really nice vibe, a really friendly kind of vibe. And the cool thing is about Malachi Burton and Freya Sky's characters, we're just getting introduced to these characters, and we don't know what the future has in store for Freya Sky and Malachi Burton as Victor and Nova. So because we don't know that much about them, it gives us a reason to be very excited about the future of the Zombies franchise, because I look forward to hearing the story of Nova and Victor. I look forward to finding out more about the characters, what the character traits are going to be, how much they really love each other, what sacrifices they will make to spend the rest of their lives together, because they will model themselves after the characters Zed and Addison, and however much they meant to the Zombies franchise, which was a considerable amount, because I know Zombies for a fact meant so much to Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim, because they're doing everything they can to secure the future of it. And when you're doing everything within your power to secure the future of a franchise, that really says a lot. I just want to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who has shown the love and support that you have from my more recent videos that have been uploaded to this YouTube channel revolving around conversation about the Worlds Collide Tour and the Zombies franchise. I've noticed that a lot of my Zombies videos have been blowing up on this YouTube channel, and I just want to say thank you so very much for all the love and support that you've continuously shown for this YouTube channel. Every single time you show up on this YouTube channel, someone never fails to hit my subscribe button. No matter what I'm doing, I could be on my roof of my house repairing shingles, and somebody could put a smile on my face by sending a notification to my phone about Descendants and Zombies. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you've shown this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel is basically filmed out of my office, and I love creating these videos for each and every one of you. I don't produce these videos professionally. I just produce these videos independently, and I shoot up as many videos as I can about Descendants of Zombies because I really do love talking about it every morning of my life. And to be honest with each and every one of you, there is nothing I would rather do than sit behind this podcast microphone every morning of my life talking about Descendants of Zombies. I love talking about the franchises. I love hearing your guys' predictions about mermaids, pirates, sirens, witches, what have you, because I think never enough support and love can be shown to your favorite stars. In light of all this criticism they have received, the thing is, we have 4 years before Zombies 5 happens. So because we have 4 years before Zombies 5 happens, I think there is a lot of excitement, and I think everybody has a reason to be excited. So I think that if we are critics of the franchises, we don't deserve to take the hopes and dreams of anybody away from them. Because we have so many different age demographics that are attracted to Descendants of Zombies. So if anything, as journalists on YouTube, we should be encouraging the hopes and dreams of everybody who has had a hope and a dream about Descendants of Zombies. Because I know what it's like to be each and every one of you and to have a hope and a dream. And to feel as if a hope and a dream is really far away from you, but it's that much further, closer to you than you tend to realize. And I think that people like Freya Sky and Clarke and have done a fabulous job encouraging us that our hopes and our dreams are that much more of a reality than we've ever realized before. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this YouTube channel, who will continue to subscribe to this YouTube channel for the foreseeable future, because there's a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes. And I, for one, am excited to be a part of it. No matter if I'm talking about Descendants 5, no matter if I'm talking about the Worlds Collide Tour, which I've never said enough things about, because, in all honesty, you can never say enough good things about Descendants of Zombies. And I like to believe that some way or somehow I've done that through the power of these videos. Because this is a very powerful way to talk about Descendants of Zombies and to share in your experiences for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I think that never enough love and support can be shown to franchises that have gone on to mean so much to our lives. I think that from the very first moment that we saw the premiere of Descendants back in 2015, regardless of how we may or may not have felt about it, we knew it was going to be something special. It was going to be Disney's next most revered musical, the High School Musical, which held the record of 17.5 million viewers on the night of its premiere, and while it will continue to forever and always hold the record for being the most revered Disney Channel franchise of all time, I think that Descendants of Zombies has really changed our perspective on life, which is something that I think that High School Musical and Hannah Montana never ever did do for us. I think that this franchise is in a category of its own, and it will forever and always be in a category of its own for how much of an inspiration it meant to our lives and how it changed our lives for the better, because we've never felt more inspired to be fans of a franchise than the Descendants of Zombies. And the cool thing is people are still watching the original Descendants trilogy. Even fans of the new franchise are going back in time and reintroducing themselves to a franchise that meant so much to a generation past, because I know that Descendants meant so much to me as a fan of the generation past. I remember watching marathons of this on Halloween and New Year's Eve, because every year on Disney Channel they used to have a Halloween marathon or a New Year's Eve marathon of the original Descendants trilogy. And I remember being at home on New Year's Eve, not being out watching fireworks, watching the Descendants franchise, because preferably that's what I would rather do than being out to a fireworks celebration. When they were blasting fireworks off through my window, I was inside watching Descendants of Zombies. That's how much the franchise meant to me. And forever and always, Descendants of Zombies has held a special place in my heart, which is why I really do love showing it the respect that it deserves. And when people like Clarke and Freya Sky can't stop crying because they believe their performance level didn't meet the criteria of some reviewer on YouTube, who really cares what a reviewer thinks about Descendants of Zombies? As long as you yourself have forever and always have held a special place in your heart for Descendants of Zombies, that's what matters the most. And I think that the more respect that we show to Descendants of Zombies, the further we're going to bank it with these franchises, and it will continue to show the critics that Descendants of Zombies has forever and always meant a very special place to our hearts. And I just never wanted to take that away from anybody who was ever a fan of Descendants of Zombies, who couldn't be more proud to let everybody know how proud they were to be a fan of the Descendants of Zombies franchises. Because I've seen the people with the merch, I've seen the people coming away from the Worlds Collide Tour ever so proud to have been a part of something so spectacular. And I just wanted to honor that through the power of these videos. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that I was able to do that, because the greatest honor of my life being a commentator about Descendants of Zombies was having the honor to meet each and every one of you and share with you my opinion on Descendants of Zombies, because I feel as if a lot of people on YouTube just they can't commentate on Descendants of Zombies because they don't know how. And I just always wanted to be that guy to show you the respect for Descendants of Zombies that you've deserved for a very long time. So that people like Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker can know that, there are people on YouTube talking about Descendants of Zombies for its true worth and showcasing it for its true value, which really means a lot to me. Being in your guys' presence talking about Descendants of Zombies is the greatest honor of my life. So guys, if you get a moment, please like and subscribe to this video. I would love for you to be a part of this YouTube channel. I would love for you to be a part of this incredible journey that I feel as if I've been on for forever, because I think there's no better way to spend your day and your nights than talking about Descendants of Zombies and showcasing it for what its true worth is, so that people can finally find a channel that is a podcast about Descendants of Zombies and quickly becoming one of the most revered with 2,815 subscribers, over 65,000 channel plus views. That is incredible. And it's because of each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you have continuously shown this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel will forever and always be here for you, talking about Descendants of Zombies and showcasing it for its true worth, the way it was meant to be showcased for a very long time. Because we are fans of Descendants of Zombies, and we couldn't be more proud to be fans of Descendants of Zombies and to be lost in this moment, which is a moment that I hope lasts for forever. Guys, I love you so much. Keep on subscribing and liking these videos. Keep watching this YouTube channel for more great Descendants of Zombies videos on the way forever and always. Keep kindness in your heart, because kindness really does go a long way in this. Keep kindness in your hearts, because kindness really does go a long way in this world. Having said that, guys, we will talk more about Descendants of Zombies throughout this afternoon and into this evening, which I hope you can join me for, because I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes, because I've honestly never been felt so more honored to be in this moment with each and every one of you, and having the honor to have commentated on Descendants of Zombies for you in the way that it's meant to be talked about for a very long time. So we will talk more about Descendants of Zombies throughout this afternoon and into this evening, which I hope you will join me for. Until then, I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, your voice of Descendants of Zombies, and I couldn't be more proud to be that for you guys. Stay calm and zombie on, guys, because that's the only way to be in this lifetime.